Today, we're going to talk about climate change. This can be a challenging topic because it brings up many emotions about the future of our planet. How do you feel when you think about climate change? It is okay to feel sad, scared, angry, or otherwise concerned about climate change. It's also okay if you don't know much about the topic yet. Your feelings are valid and you are not alone. An international survey found that 75% of students think the future is frightening, and 60% of youth are very or extremely worried about climate change. 8 out of 10 feel that people have failed to take care of our planet. It's important to acknowledge our feelings about climate change so we can move from climate anxiety towards climate action. Getting curious and learning about solutions are great ways to start this shift. This is a problem caused by humans, and that means humans have the power to fix this problem too. In this video, we'll cover several topics. 1. What is climate change? 2. How it affects us in Northern California. And 3. The actions our community is taking to reduce the impacts of climate change. So, to start, what is climate change? Climate change is a long-term shift in temperatures and weather patterns. Over the last 200 years, human activities have caused the climate to change rapidly, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas to produce energy. When we burn fossil fuels to make electricity or to get around in cars, we add carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. The atmosphere is all the air that surrounds our planet, like a blanket. As more and more carbon dioxide builds in the atmosphere, it makes the blanket thicker. The thicker the blanket gets, the more heat it traps underneath. This heat-trapping blanket warms the land and the ocean, which disrupts the climate and creates extreme weather conditions like dangerously hot temperatures and stronger storms. Climate change is a global issue that will also have local impacts. In Northern California, climate scientists predict that we will experience more extreme heat days, more frequent and longer-lasting droughts, more intense rainstorms, which cause flooding, and more frequent and intense wildfires. These extreme weather events are expensive to recover from and can have a negative impact on our physical health, as well as our mental health. Although climate change is a global issue, its effects are not evenly felt around the world. Studies show that low-income, disabled, Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities are at greater risk of climate change impacts. For example, farm workers are at a higher risk for health-related issues from working in extreme heat and hazardous wildfire smoke. Climate justice is about reducing the use of fossil fuels and addressing climate change through solutions that create a more fair and just world for everyone. Let's talk about some local climate solutions. Concern about climate change and the future of our planet is normal. One of the best ways to counteract that concern is to take action. Fortunately, many people and organizations in Northern California are working every day to find solutions, and there are lots of ways we can all help. Sonoma Clean Power, our local electricity provider, is helping us reduce our dependence on fossil fuels by switching to renewable energy like wind and solar to power our homes and businesses. They support this transition by investing in geothermal power plants, offering rebates for all electric appliances, and increasing access to convenient public charging for electric vehicles. By the end of 2023, they will have helped fund the installation of 180 new public electric vehicle charging stations, like the solar-powered charging station at Taylor Mountain Regional Park in Santa Rosa. Sonoma Water, our local water provider, delivers clean drinking water to over 600,000 people every single day and is one of Sonoma County's biggest electricity users. In 2015, Sonoma Water became one of the first water districts in the nation to get its electricity from energy sources that do not release heat-trapping gases, and thereby reduce the amount of carbon dioxide they emit into the atmosphere from the equivalent of 4,867 cars per year to just 12 cars per year. Another positive change is the amount of water people use every day. Collective action, education, rebates, and a public information campaign have helped decrease water use from 140 gallons per person per day in 2007 to 93 gallons per person per day in 2022. Teachers and students are taking action at local schools by creating new systems to divert compost and increase recycling, thereby reducing the amount of trash sent to landfills, where it releases powerful heat-trapping gases. Students are helping to revive school gardens, install rainwater catchment barrels, and perhaps most importantly, they are getting involved in environmental clubs and youth-led climate justice groups, like the Sunrise Movement. Schools for Climate Action is a local group that helps students convince their school districts to reduce carbon dioxide emissions, like from the energy used to heat, cool, and light every classroom. Perhaps the most important action every one of us can take is to talk about climate change. It might surprise you that while 72% of people in California think climate change is happening, just 57% surveyed think it's caused by humans. You can help the Earth and our future by talking about climate change with people you know. Ask them if they have a few minutes to talk about an issue that's important to you. Start by asking about how they feel about climate change and listen. The goal is to share experiences and feelings rather than being an expert or telling someone what to do. This kind of conversation builds a foundation of trust on which future climate actions can be taken. It can also feel like a huge relief to talk about your concerns instead of being alone with them in your head. Moreover, if we don't talk about climate action, we can't work together to find solutions. And remember, we're in this together. By watching this video today, you've already joined the movement to create a safer, more just future for all of us. We invite you to continue this journey by talking about climate change or joining an environmental group at your school. Thank you for working with us to protect our home.